guys, it's Siggy and welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, do I have a story to tell you guys? Yep. This story is going back, I want to say 10 years. It had to be 10 years. Yeah. This happened a long time ago. And for those of you that are my friends and know me and happen to be with me that night, you guys know I almost killed someone. Literally. So anyways, a couple years ago, a couple friends and I decided that we were gonna go to a club here in South Florida. And at the time, I will never forget, for some reason my battery wasn't starting, so my girlfriend picked me up and 6 of us ended up headed out to the club. While we're at the club, we all decided that, hey, you know, it's not really happening tonight, let's go out to another club. So pretty much what ended up happening is I ended up leaving with another friend of mine instead of with the girl that I had came with, and then I ended up going with her and her other friends to this other club. Mind you, this one particular friend, she was kind of like a clubbing friend, so it's not like I really knew her like that. Every time I would see her, it will always be at the club. So it was cool just to hang out with her at the club, you know, never hanging out with her like in a one-on-one basis or going to the library or going to the movies type of friend. You know what I'm saying? You know, ladies, you have like your real friends and then you have like your clubbing friends, your drinking friends, which is what I used to call them back then. So I ended up leaving with her. She's like, yeah, no problem, you know, I'll take you home afterwards, blah blah blah. Back then there was no such thing as Uber, so FYI. Anyways, so we ended up headed out to this other club, which was actually north of where we were at already. So it was, I think, even like 40 or something minutes away. So we get there, we're having a great time, and she's like, girl, I'm gonna go change in the car. I'm gonna meet you up here at VIP. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm at VIP, popping champagne bottles. Not really, I think I was drinking water. But anyways, the popping champagne bottles came later. Right now, I was just drinking water. So she leaves with her other 2 friends. I'm sitting there by myself, and this guy approaches me, and he goes to me, oh, are you with so-and-so? We're gonna call her Peggy. That's gonna be her name. He's like, hey, are you here with Peggy? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, so how good do you know her? I go, oh no, she's my homegirl. Because the last thing you want to do, ladies, is be like, oh, I don't really know her, she's my clubbing friend, you know? So I'm like, yeah, that's my homegirl. He's like, oh, we like Peggy. I'm like, yeah, she's cool, you know? He walked away. Another guy comes, he sits right next to me. Music is just pumping everywhere, everyone's dancing. I mean, this club is live, it's happening. And he's like, hey, where did Peggy go? And I'm like, oh, she'll be right back. She said she had to get something from her car. He's like, oh, okay, no problem. I'm like, all right. He goes, well, it's my bachelor's party, and she said she was gonna stop by and say what's up. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll let her know. And he's like, no, like she needs to get here now. And I was just like, okay, what? Alrighty, calm down, buddy, you know? So I'm texting her and I'm like, where are you? She's not replying back. And I'm like, how come everybody knows her? Like, she's like super cool. In my mind now, I'm like, damn, I should have been her friend like a long time ago. She's not as lame as my other friends claim Peggy to be. So as I'm waiting, her other friend comes by. We're gonna call her Melissa. So Melissa comes by and she sits next to me, and I'm like, damn girl, you changed. And really quickly, this is what I was wearing that night. I had on these blue jeans and it was cold outside, so I think I had like boots, and then I had on like this black top. It looked like kind of like a corset, but it was like a fake corset. Like, it gave you the illusion that it was one, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I had that on, and I had my hair up in a bun. And we were all dressed kind of the same way when we were at the other club, but now Melissa is dressed like super sexy. And I'm like, damn girl, looking good. She's like, yeah, yeah. I go, hey, where's Peggy? She's like, oh, she's coming. And I'm like, okay. So mind you, I have never been at this place, like this club. And to me, it was already like really weird to be here. And there's like a plane flying by. To me, it was just like really weird to be at this one club that didn't even have a sign outside. That should have been like the first big red light for me, that there was no sign outside that said what kind of club this was. And it was like straight up only VIP to get in. So again, I'm like, da, 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 da. Still don't get it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, whatever. She's like, well, you know, if you need me, I'm just gonna be mingling with people. I'm like, okay, well, deuces. I'm gonna be sitting right here because I don't know anybody and Peggy is my ride. Hour passes. 3 different guys already have approached me asking for Peggy. 2 girls have already asked me for Peggy. So what is going on, right? Within 15 minutes, I see these lights, and I don't think they were horns. It was like, you know that sound when you're at the club? What is that? That sounds like, okay, bad example. But there's like this, the DJ always plays that like when something's happening, that goes off. And I look and I'm like, is that Peggy? And here comes Peggy in this feathery outfit with these stilettos the size of Montana mountains, like you're strifing her stuff, passing through, going straight to that one guy. Remember the one I mentioned that it was his bachelor party? Went straight to him and whoom. That was like really dramatic. She removed her cape, her feathery cape, and booty ass naked Peggy, bam, right there. And of course, I never have seen Peggy, that side of Peggy before. I've always seen Peggy at the clubs or whenever I was anywhere else here in South Florida, but never have ever seen Peggy like that. And I was just like, okay, Peggy's a stripper. Peggy's a dancer. Peggy is an exotic dancer. Big disclaimer, I have nothing against all my ladies out there who go out there and dance to make their money, to each their own. Have a lot of girlfriends that do it, like Peggy. So yeah, anyways, back to my story. So while this is happening, now her other 2 friends, Melissa and Betty Boop, decide to all get into it. So I'm just like, how do I get out of here? Here now these like showgirls slash strippers like showcasting for the entire party. So while all this is happening now, you have these guys coming up to me and they're like, oh, what's up? So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna dance? Are you gonna? And I was just like really uncomfortable. I was just like, okay, I need to get the F out of here before I punch one of them. And this one guy comes up to me and he's like, so what's your name? You know, and now everybody's now really getting friendly. And I'm just like, what is going on? Where am I? And then finally one of the waitresses or one of the girls that worked there, she looked at me, she goes, you don't look comfortable here. And I'm like, no. She goes, did you come with Peggy? I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Peggy's one of our biggest entertainers. And I'm just like, oh. And she goes, so are you one of her new girls? I go, whoa. No. I am not an entertainer. I'm gonna call the taxi. Tell Peggy I said deuces. Maybe I should have done a little boop, 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 boop. I went outside, I called a taxi, and I went back to the club where I was at. Thankfully, my friends were still there, and I told them the story, and they were just like, see, we told you that girl was crazy. We told you. And I was just like, wow. Never did I know about her little lifestyle at night. So that's just crazy. So yeah, guys, I almost got mistaken for a stripper. Yeah. Like, that is insane. And I still tell this story to this day because it's just crazy, you know. And hey, whatever. They should at least pay me for like going with them to the event. I mean, they didn't even have food. I hope you guys like this story time video. If you guys did, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Definitely follow me on my social media, and I will be talking to you guys very, very soon.